Welcome back to Inner Journey Oracle. Now, this message is hot off the press. It just came to me, so I'm just going to go ahead and say the thing first, and then I'll take my time going through how I got there. So what I want to say is shine your light and have an I don't give an F attitude about it. Okay? Now that sounds a little bit conceited, right? And like, oh, that ain't the way to be. That's so egoic and blah, blah, blah. Okay, but listen. I think all of us have a gift and a talent or in some way, whatever it may be. And I feel like, and I'm talking about an authentic, genuine, you don't have to pretend to be somebody else, whatever that may be for you, really think about what it is and think about if you have been maybe downplaying yourself or, not taking the recognition, trying to be very, very humble when somebody says, oh, that's such a great job. Let's say you're a painter. Let's say you're a speaker, oh, you speak so well. Oh, you do this thing so well. And a lot of times, personally for me, I'm going to speak for me, but it may resonate with you. I used to always be like, oh, yeah, it's nothing, try not to hype myself up too much about it. And I feel like I've done that for a long time, but I realized I personally did it because the feeling whenever someone gives somebody else praise. Think about this if you're on the outside of it. When, let's say, your boss gives an employee praise and you're just looking at them like, I don't know, I didn't know. I feel, your ego get a little bit hurt because why aren't you giving me the praise or, something like that. So thinking about it from that perspective, you can see how, sometimes people's egos, when they're not the one receiving the praise, everybody else feels kind of, they feel a certain type of way. And then they start treating you a certain type of way. Oh, she thinks she all that, right? Or he think he all that. They don't deserve that. They project their insecurities. They start moving funny, all because you naturally are good at something and you got recognized and praised for it. That's just naturally how it happens. But I'm realizing that I cannot worry about other people and the way they feel and act and think towards my natural success. Or, the success I'm coming into, and hopefully you're going to come into it too once you own who you are and what you have to offer and not be afraid to be seen doing it. And take that recognition. And, we always talk about, well, no, we don't, but maybe you've heard where a balanced way of giving and receiving is you have to be able to receive. Like, yes, it's fine to be able to put your work out there, your gifts and your value out there, but you also have to be able to receive something in return without blocking it off, or else you're just going to be doing things like a charity case. And you're supposed to be getting your reward and recognition. I don't know if it has anything to do, like, for the glory of God, he wants to give you all the things. If you're giving value, he wants to give things back to you. Or if you're thinking about universe, the more you put out into the universe, you're supposed to receive things back. It's unbalanced to just give and not receive. And right now I've shifted into an energy of being comfortable with receiving. And I think even, just before the shift, I took on the narrative that I liked playing small. Like, I pretended like, oh, I don't like being like the outcast. I like to be humble. Like, that all sounds really great when you do things and, people say, oh, great job. It's like, oh, okay. It was no big deal. It's nothing. Like, and you try to push away that attention and that, you don't want to receive it. It sounds great. But at the end of the day, all you're doing is diminishing your self-worth and you're keeping yourself dim. You're not shining the light that God gave you or the gifts that God gave you. And you're not fully walking in that because you're just so scared of how other people think. And so I personally place myself in like this in a dimmer light, or like put myself in the background or behind the scenes. And I made myself believe that I was happy and I just love doing things without people really knowing that it's me doing it, You don't have to give me the award and recognition. I'm fine with that. Like, I don't want to be seen. It actually makes me nervous. Oh, it gives me so much anxiety. Oh, that was such a great story. that I told myself, and you might be telling yourself too, like, oh, I like you actually like doing the work, not getting rewarded for it because you don't want all eyeballs on you, because it feels better to be humble. It looks better to be humble than it is for you to be, fully accepting that you're the ish, right? And what I want you to know for real though is there's a way to be. You can be receptive and accept the rewards and awards and accolades, and still in a humble way, especially as long as you're being authentic about it. Now, if you're lying and scheming and scamming and, you didn't really deserve that for real, then you should feel bad. But, but what I'm saying is I don't know what I was saying. I always lose my train of thought. I hate when I do that. All I'm trying to say is boldly accept like the colors of your wings. I always think of this like a butterfly, when butterflies fly and they're just authentically, naturally butterflies, and you see a butterfly and you're like, oh my gosh, look at that beautiful butterfly, look at its wings, like it's just naturally in its state, and people like naturally praise it, give it award and recognition. They don't be feeling no type of way. So the other part of this is whenever you are shining your light or being the big, beautiful butterfly and actually spreading your wings and doing the thing and accepting their award and recognition, the way people perceive you is their prerogative. It's up to them to either, see you as inspiration to fully walk into their own thing and fully be themselves, or they can be bitter and triggered and really show their tails and have their insecurities come out. So that's really up to them, and it's not up to you, like it's not up to me to try to protect people's egos. And I think that's what I was doing a lot. I would kind of say, and it wasn't because of self-value. Like I always know that the things I do is like innovative and authentic and high value. And maybe that might sound like I'm not being humble right now, but what I'm trying to say, it was never a self-worth or self-love or self-value thing. It was the optics. How do I make other people feel when I'm shining? Do I feel like they feel, or they try to outcast me? Do now I feel like an outsider? Is it now that, oh, they're going to treat me different? Now they think, oh, she thinks she all that. Like, that's not a great feeling. And so naturally, I would say I don't want the spotlight. I don't want to be recognized. But that would be because I don't want people to start treating me a certain way. I don't want to feel like, I don't want to feel like people don't like me because I'm naturally outshining. And that's tough. And there's a balance between, not being super egoic and whatnot. And that's not what I'm saying to do. But at the very least, you should be able to do the thing, do it well, and be recognized for it without feeling bad about what anybody else feels and what anybody else has to say. And so right now, I feel like I've shifted into that kind of I don't care attitude. I don't care how you feel about me getting my just due, because ultimately I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I am walking authentically in my truth and doing the things that God called me to do and to the best of my ability. And if it just so happens that I become a superstar overnight, which you feel like it's overnight, but believe it or not, it took me a long time to get here. Whatever. I'm just being, I'm being a little bit dramatic right now. But regardless of what happens on my end, I shouldn't dismiss it or push it away because of what I feel like other people will say or think. And a lot of times I felt like I've been doing a lot of things for my whole life based off what other people say, feel, and think. And I know I'm done with that. And I want you to be done with that if that's what you're doing. If you're being too humble, and, trying not to hype yourself up and, pretending like you're so nervous to be in the spotlight when actually you are a really naturally extroverted person who likes to talk and likes to share, but people have, try to put you in your place and try to make you feel like, oh, you shouldn't share, you shouldn't talk, you shouldn't want any of this. And, we're done with that. We're done with that. I'm done with that. I want you to be done with that. So shine brightly and don't please try your best not to care what other people think. Because at the end of the day, if they are hurt by your success, then they got some work to do. And if they are inspired by your success, then awesome. Either way, it's a win-win, because if they're triggered, that's going to come up, and hopefully they can heal that. And if they're inspired, more power to the collective and to the world. Now we're going to get somebody else who felt inspired by you walking in your light for them to walk in theirs. Whew. I had to get that off my chest right now. It literally came to me 30 minutes ago, and I had to write it all down. Let me see if there's anything else I wrote, and hopefully it's making sense. I'm just reading down the things I wrote down. All I'm saying is I am no longer humbling myself nor stopping others from giving me genuine and authentic praise and reward. And I was saying that I think personally, when we talk about blocking our blessings and stuff and how you could be blocking things without even knowing it, I feel like that was a block, a subconscious block, like not wanting to have this rapid growth of whatever I'm doing because I wanted to make sure others didn't see me in a certain type of way. So I feel like I may have been subconsciously slowing my success. Like, let's say God wanted me to just give it all to me. What if he wanted to do that a long time ago, but I was slowing it down? A lot of people say, oh, it's about timing. Sometimes it's not time. Or like, oh, it's not going to happen just yet. It's going to take a long time to develop. But what if it's like the other way around? What if it's like it been should have came and you were the one stopping it and slowing it down because of whatever. So I'm just saying maybe the subconscious block has been, and I've been slowing down my success and recognition because I didn't want to look like, what I write? I said I didn't want to look like an overnight success or a bragger or someone who effortlessly receives. And, even though I feel like I believe that I should, get the success and get my reward, but it's about the optics, what I feel like other people say. And if you're so worried about others, you can be blocking your own success. So I'm going to say this one more time. Walk fully in your authentic truth. Show off your gifts. Promote your gifts. Do the thing. Do it well. Do it consistently. And when it's time to receive, whether it's the monetary reward, the just recognition, somebody gives you an award at work, somebody shouts you out on a Facebook post for doing such an amazing job. You're in school and somebody, your teacher says, oh, shout out to this student. They made this, well, they wouldn't say they made this grade, but they did such an excellent job on this project. And that happened to me when I was in my program, and it kind of felt weird because you can feel like the other students feel like, oh, she tried too hard. She try hard. Like, I'm not a try hard. I just naturally am good at this. But anyway, whenever people do that, fully accept it. And like, heck yeah. That's mine. I deserve it. I gladly accept all the things that should be coming back to me because of the value I put out. So there it is. I think I got everything else out I wanted to say. Hopefully that helps somebody. And I know this is slightly different, but I just wanted to come and be my authentic self here. And hopefully that is, it's not really an oracle message, but hopefully it can help you with your with your endeavors if you feel like this resonates, or if the title resonates or anything like that. Of course, if the title doesn't resonate, you probably won't still be listening, but ultimately I had to shift from, this narrative that, I like being in the background, to actually, no, I like being recognized and rewarded. It's actually very exciting and not scary at all for me. So I don't even know where that came from, but that's the old me, and this is the new me. So you might be hearing a lot more from me anyway, in the future, just because, I'm not really afraid to speak my mind now, especially if I think it's going to help somebody out. So anyways, yes. If you're still listening, thank you. And if you have anything to say down in the comment section about how this was helpful, or if there's anything like you want to share and get off your chest about, things that you kept under wraps or hidden, or, you're trying to humble yourself, let us know. I'd love to hear it, and no judgment here. No judgment here. Thanks so much for listening, and yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video.